Who is Jonah Hill? What did he do? How Jonah Hill expected his girl to dress surfing. Jonah Hill is an actor. He starred in 21 and 22 Jump Street and The Wolf of Wall Street. He allegedly emotionally abused his ex-girlfriend Sarah Brady, including being very controlling about not wanting her to wear a bikini while surfing. From what I've seen, it was not that he didn't want her to wear a bikini while surfing, it's that he didn't want her to post videos of her surfing while in a bikini. But like, what else do you wear, you know? PETA, can you explain this joke? Animals running in circles is so cool. Deers, ants. Reindeers run in circles as a defense mechanism to protect the female deer and the young at the center. Most of them make it out alive, so they're chill. Ants, however, walk in circles because they're stuck in an infinite loop of chemical scent trails. Their instincts tell them to follow the trail let out by another ant, but that ant may be following the trail let out by the first ant, leading to an infinite spiral of starvation and death. Peter, what did this guy do? If the hardcore band's guitarist looks like this, you're about to die in that pit. As the punk and hardcore scenes have evolved over the decades, so has the aesthetic style of the people within the scene. Instead of provocative and aggressive styles, members especially of younger post-hardcore bands look rather unassuming and normal, to a point where you would classify them as something like nerds and geeks instead of musicians of harder guitar genres. And over time, a meme evolved where people claim that the more normal and nerdy the musician looks, the more brutal the music is they play. So the meme basically says that because this dude looks like a lovely and nice accountant, his band plays the most violent hardcore punk you can imagine, and the mosh pits at their concerts are so brutal that there is a very good chance of audience members just not surviving the experience. PETA, am I stupid? American cops when they hear there's a girl 500 miles away playing with her pet goat. Shame. So a while ago, there was a county fair where the winning goat got put up for auction. The girl found out that meant her beloved pet would be slaughtered, she got upset, and the guy who paid the money for the goat agreed to return it to her and let the country fair keep the money. The country fair decided that this would not do, called the sheriff's department to kill the f***ing goat. The deputies literally drove 500 miles to kill a pet goat in front of a kid, to teach her a lesson. Literally, precisely that. That was their verbal reason. And this is a meme about it. Saw this on r/clever comebacks, but I don't get it. Please help me, PETA. And we just hit another all-time high in Twitter usage. Lol. Rome has never been this brightly lit at night. Nero. Nero was a Roman emperor that allegedly ordered to set Rome on fire. Reasons are various. From quest for inspiration, he was a mediocre artist, to cleaning some space for construction. The man was quite deranged. The joke is that Elon is owner of Twitter, and due to his poor management, many people say that the platform is being destroyed, and he's claiming that contrary to critics, Twitter has never been better. The same way Nero is claiming due to destruction he caused Rome was never more prosperous and populous, since well-lit cities were a sign of prosperity of their people. How is this supposed to make sense? Repair guy sent me this. What does it mean? He has thermal paste on his hand as he was probably repasting the GPU to keep it cool. The GPU is an Evangelion edition. In the third Neon Genesis Evangelion movie, there's an infamous scene where the main character Shinji off over Asuka while she is in the hospital unconscious. I didn't know this. The scene cuts to his hand in the same position as this post with semen on his hand. The joke is that it's remaking the scene but with thermal paste instead of semen. Makes sense. Also, what the f***? Peter, I don't understand what this means. Hello, ma'am. I know you have a perfect driving record, but we're here to confiscate your car because a drunk driver that you don't even know killed 10 people on the interstate. It's about gun control. The first premise is that the government wants to take your guns away because other people use them for killing sprees. The second premise is that it would be silly to confiscate someone's car because someone else went on a rampage with one. Ergo, gun control is silly. I was thinking it was about that rule where if you're present during an accident, you're automatically 10% responsible. I don't get it. As a musician, this is the highest compliment you can receive from another musician. It has nothing to do with being mean or jealousy. It's actually a stank face, especially common in funk, jazz, blues, soul, where players often take turns improvising solos. When you hear someone play a sick, dirty line, you can't help but make such a face. So the stank face is like, oh, you put some stank on that. Yeah, kinda like this beat is unfathomable and outrageous, but in a good way. PETA, please help. Pedestrians, I have to be careful not to get hit by a car. Drivers, I have to be careful not to hit anyone with my car. Cyclists, the Japanese during World War II had suicide bombers, and cyclists have a stereotype of running into cars. The Japanese also used cyclist divisions in ground warfare. I don't know if this is just straightforward or I'm missing something. Assassins. Can I interest you in a great new service? For just $40 a week, we will hire assassins to slowly poison you. You will feel worse and worse until you die. Our guys are good. They killed 7 million people last year. God no, why would anyone want that? Just give me a pack of Camels. PETA here. This comic is being ironic about cigarette smokers with how they know the health risks of smoking, but are okay with it and continue to do so. Who is Justin Roiland and what happened? Justin Roiland after his cellmate tells him to do the Morty voice for the 100th time. Hi, Mr. Jellybean, I'm Morty. I'm on an adventure with my grandpa, Morty. Kinda late on the whole meme, but a bit ago he got accused and charged with domestic violence, although the charges were dropped. Still dropped from the show though. PETA, what this mean? Garfield normally. I hate Mondays. John, where's my lasagna? I'm gonna kick Odie off a table. Garfield from October 23rd to October 28, 1989. A. Sans In. In short, it's a comic about dealing with the human fear of being alone, portrayed by Garfield being on his house without John, Odie, or it being occupied. At the end, everything turns normal again. There are like 6, that's a big number, theories about Garfield being dead, in purgatory, and more. Sans out. John? Odie? Anybody home? I'm alone. You have no idea how alone you are, Garfield. What did Margaret Thatcher do? I am at a gender-neutral bathroom. Lots of people didn't like Thatcher, so folks of all genders have expressed a desire to urinate on her grave, which is pictured here. The person is Tom Scott, a successful YouTube personality who sometimes opens his videos by simply stating his situation or location. It's a shame that didn't die 87 years ago. PETA, why do lobsters not like crucifixes? Smart, sexy female looking for strong lobster-headed lycanthrope for love and monster truck rallies. And he's on a date, sees the necklace, and leaves. The lobster is wearing the little hat Jewish people wear, so he found the perfect girl, but they are different religions. I guess that's the only joke, other than just being ridiculous, lol. Yeah, I think it's that he met so many of the criteria, lobster head, werewolf body, fellow monster truck enthusiast, but can't get past the difference of religion to be together. That makes sense. Peter, I'm genuinely confused. What is the joke here, if any? I'm so glad I'm not locked away from the world as a homemaking slave to some husband. Deborah, your 15-minute break is over. The joke is that the woman is glad that she is not a slave to a husband, however, this is in contrast to her job where she is basically a slave. PETA, what does this mean? Sitting blindfolded. Woman in lab coat feeds me a Twix. Left. She marks her notes. 329 consecutive correct guesses. Peter Gargoyle here. Twix is doing a marketing campaign where they pretend that they're two brands viciously opposed to each other, right Twix and left Twix. Even though they're exactly the same, it's just a gimmick that has no impact on the chocolate. The meme supposes that the captured man is able to tell the difference even when none such difference exists, and thus has been captured as some sort of oddity. Peter out. They are actually different, by the way. How so? It's actually easy to tell when blindfolded because the left Twix doesn't taste right. What is the joke here? One is certain death. The other grants membership to the order. Choose wisely. Mycology club meetup today at the public library. All mushrooms are edible, some only once. It's a common phase in mycology that illustrates the importance of knowing which are poisonous before consuming them. Fun fact, the red-haired lady in the bottom panel hid her robe and seems to be less than forthcoming about her involvement. You can see her ring in both panels on her right hand, along with the robe stuffed in the trash. Who are top left and bottom right, and why should they be trusted? Why I never trust an MF who drinks milk. I love how milk has become the universal symbol of true evil and psychopathy in film because it's both valid and correct. Wait a minute, Luke drank milk in Star Wars. Top left, Succubus from Get Out, so you would put a period there. Top right, Colonel Hans Landa of the SS from Inglourious Bastards. Bottom left, Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Bottom right, Alex from A Clockwork Orange. The milk is just meant to contrast the characters because it is seen as a normal and innocent act associated with children. Where's Homelander? He doesn't just drink the milk. He deserves a whole other meme unto himself. PETA, why is she sick? My son just texted me this. I'm going to be sick. What time and place was I born? Stay away from that girl. There's a running joke or stereotype about chicks that are into astrology being way into astrology, seeing everything you do as being caused by your astrological sign, then making constant annoying comments about how they can definitely see you're a insert astrological sign here. Based on other comments, some people here seem weirdly defensive about this. Just want to say, I don't know about astrology. Never met anyone that's into it. I've just seen those memes. Ugh, sounds like something a scorpion would say. I'm an asparagus myself. No one in the replies could say why it's funny. OP doesn't have a sense of humor, I guess. My dad posted this. West Coast sailors, East Coast sailors. Lois's dad's dry cleaner here. Might be high on perk right now, but this appears to be referring to the difference in ease of navigation by sail between the Atlantic, East Coast, and Pacific, West Coast oceans. Specifically, if one is only used to the Pacific, it is a shock to see how gray, cold, stormy, and forbidding the Atlantic can be. Conversely, an Atlantic sailor will be amused at how warm and calm and sunny the Pacific can seem in comparison. According to Moby Dick, this is extremely accurate. You said when you're on deployment and your wife spends $50 at CVS at 8:21 a.m. The morning after pill is $50. 8 a.m. means she was hooching around. PETA, what does SpongeBob have to do with Five Guys? Five Guys, the burger chain founded in 1986, actually sounds real good right now. God, it does. The screenshot is from the episode of SpongeBob titled The Camping Episode, where they ward off sea bears using an anti-sea bear circle, a simple circle drawn in the sand around them. This response is comparing the clarification describing Five Guys as the burger chain founded in 1986 to the anti-sea bear circle, except instead of protecting against the sea bears, it protects against people making sexual jokes by purposefully misinterpreting the statement Five Guys sounds good right now. Ah, that makes sense. Was wondering what the magic circle had to do with Five Guys. Forgot the sex joke. My mom brought home Five Guys last night and she wouldn't even share. What? Her. I really like men that think ahead. Me. I already drank a liter of pineapple juice. Her. What? Me. What? He's thinking ahead. He drank pineapple juice so when he receives oral, she doesn't have that nasty tasting stuff. It is proven to change the taste.